Hey everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Danielle Knight and I'm here with Lindsay Grieshover from Georgia. And she's here tonight to talk about Flipgrid, which is another great technology tool that you're going to want to try after you watch this video with us. And it is very teacher ready and student friendly. And you're going to find it really, really fun and very, I don't know, really flexible, right? Like there's a lot of different things you could try, right? So I've never used Flipgrid before Lindsay introduced it to me, but since then I have clicked around and I'm really loving what the options are, and I can't wait to hear more about it tonight. So Lindsay, before we get started, can you tell us about yourself?
I am a middle school ELA teacher in Marietta, Georgia, and I also have a TPT, Teachers Pay Teacher store called Lit with Lens.
Awesome. And are you a one-to-one classroom, blended learning?
I'm one-to-one. The school overall has the ability to be one-to-one, but I'm completely paperless in my room.
Okay, so is that scary? Do you love it?
For me, I love it. The parents, it takes a while for them to get used to that, but it has made my life so much easier and more effective, I feel like.
That's awesome. Now, did your students come to you already being one-to-one, or is this the first year? Like, what are the kids experiencing?
They come from a mix. So definitely, even like with my little magnet team that I teach with, they're not all one-to-one. So to be completely paperless was new to all the kids.
Awesome. And do you find it less prep for you? Like, how has it changed your life?
Definitely less prep. I am more accessible to my students because if they have a question or something that they need to have explained, they can ask me over like Google Classroom and I'll have it come up on my phone and I can respond. Although that's not always a good thing.
Right.
You get it. I can have questions all the time. So I do turn it off, when I need to, but yeah.
Do you ever tell your students like, after 9 p.m. I'm not available, or?
I do.
Yeah.
And if they ask me one thing that they do, well, they'll ask me a question and then I'll give them an immediate response and we'll hear nothing back. And then they'll come to me the next day. Well, how do I do this? And I'm like, well, I responded last night. You should know. So I do get a little bit of that, but overall.
Okay. Right. Okay. So how often should teachers, okay, well, let's talk about what Flipgrid is, but then let's go into how often should they be using it every day? Is it like a once a week thing? So what is Flipgrid?
First of all, Flipgrid is a video platform for students or teachers to communicate with each other. It could be about any topic that you want your students to discuss, and it's a great way for them to share their voice, especially like students that are afraid to speak up in the classroom. It's really good for those kinds of kids.
So the word video just jumped out at me. It's like putting, the brakes on the car. So video to me means like editing and equipment and, hours of perfecting the video. Is it like that?
Nothing like that.
Okay, good. That's good, everyone.
Yes, it's so easy to use, quick, student friendly, like you said. It couldn't really have been made any easier.
That's great. So it's like, is it raw video? Like how would you describe it? Like quick snippets of video?
You can do it anywhere from 30 seconds to a couple minutes.
That's cool.
The teacher has the ability to set the time frame.
Because as you know, like research says, like the shorter the video it is, the better it is.
Right.
Span, right. We know that with like marketing stuff. So how often would a teacher want to try to use the Flipgrid platform in their classroom?
For me, I can use it a couple times a week, or I can use it a couple times a month. It just depends on what you're teaching at the time, your curriculum, what your topic is that you're teaching. So that's all.
And let's say someone's on Chromebooks or iPads. Can they access Flipgrid?
You can access it from any kind of platform. So
Oh, that's so great.
you can download the app on your phone. You can use it on your laptop. You can use it on your Chromebook, whatever device you have.
So if you're from Flipgrid and you're watching this video, I would like to thank you for that.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
lot of times we could talk about a really awesome classroom technology, but then find out it's only available on one type of device.
Right.
So it's really limited. So that's great, Flipgrid. Thank you.
Definitely.
So you're a middle school teacher, so you're using Flipgrid.
Mm-hmm.
What about high school? Can a high school teacher use it?
School teachers can use it, college, and even elementary kids. I've seen it with like third graders.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
And they do
exciting.
a
I would
great
love,
job.
I would love if my son came home and told me he tried Flipgrid at school. That's great.
It's so neat. Definitely.
Cool.
Any age level.
So tell us about the assessments that are available on Flipgrid.
It's really open to whatever the teacher is doing at the time. They could set it up to have the student respond to a book review, or like for an ELA teacher, I would say, could you tell me the plot of the story that we just read? Or could you give me the main idea? Things like that. Or sometimes I'll have my kids pretend they're the teacher, and if they were explaining parts of speech, I would have them go on Flipgrid and explain it as if they were talking to kids that didn't know how or didn't know what they were.
I always love that type of activity with like a choice board.
Yeah.
Like you be the teacher and then create a lesson on,
Yes.
some kids do take that opportunity. It's a cool one. I like that.
Then the kids love it.
Yeah. And then do you critique that lesson?
A little bit, but
Yeah.
you can make rubrics with Flipgrid, and you can add the rubric. You can attach it. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
So I'm thinking in the comments you're going to maybe give us some links to stuff like that.
I'll give the links. I have a blog post too that I wrote about how to use it in different ways that you can use it in the classroom for different subject levels. So I'll share that too.
Oh, that's perfect.
So,
Thank you. When you do the demo tonight, can you show us maybe the difference or talk about it briefly during the demo?
Definitely, sure.
Okay, so I think it's demo time. What do you think?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Okay.
So let me share the screen. All right, so this is what you'll go to. This is the first screen. If you were to put in flipgrid.com, this is what you would come to. So I'm going to log in.
So this is what a teacher would do. They would first log in.
You'd first log in, and you can log in as you see with Google or with Microsoft.
Okay. Don't everybody email Lindsay.
Oh no, don't.
Yeah,
That's
don't.
yeah.
No.
So this is my grid. With the free version, you get one grid and unlimited topics. With the paid version, which is $65 a year, you get unlimited grids and unlimited topics. Either one is fine depending on the teacher. So you can do just as much. Well, it just depends on your subject matter.
Okay.
So this is my one of my grids, and the topics that you have within your grids are what you would share with your student. So I will go into the ELA topic. And when you do, you see all the different things that we've discussed. And the most recent one was dystopian lit or not.
You have to click on that one.
Okay.
Because I love dystopian literature, and I know you do. So
yeah, this was a lot of fun. So they had to answer in this Flipgrid what a dystopia is and why the lottery is or isn't dystopian literature. And then they had to support their answer with evidence. So this is, of course, all my students' responses.
Via a video.
Yes.
Okay. So they respond to you using short video.
A short video. Their limit for this, I believe, was 1.5 minutes, maybe a minute.
Okay.
And let's see here. I will show you one of these.
So you're looking for someone who has their face covered.
Yes.
Protect the privacy of the child, right?
Right.
which I love, by the way. That's a cool feature they have.
That you can do that. Because
Yeah.
I do have some kids that love showing their face, but then I have others that don't. So
Yeah.
I'll show you this student's.
Nice.
A dystopia is a non-perfect society where things typically really go really bad. Everyone is under control. I think the lottery is a dystopian literature because in the story it says that
So she's explaining her
whoever
answer
gets the
and
top
then
of the paper
responding to the question.
is the winner of the lottery. People throw stones at them, and that's what they have to do. So they're controlled to do that.
Now, I don't see a video, but does that mean that we're just having an issue with that, or did the child record a video, no video, record audio and no video?
She put something over the screen so that you couldn't see her face.
That's okay with you when they do that?
That's fine with me because that's
Yeah.
what makes them more comfortable. So if they're willing to do that, then, or if they want to do that, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, so if a viewer tonight that is thinking about using Flipgrid in their own classroom, if they think that their students would be hesitant, reluctant, uncomfortable, that's a really good tip from Lindsay. So, you offer that to your students. Hey, you can cover the camera as long as I can hear your audio response, right?
Right. And
That's
sometimes
awesome.
it's a little muffled, but I was still able to hear from my end what her response was and that she used evidence, which is what I was looking for.
So, Lindsay, that sounded really well constructed. Do your students write them out before they do the response?
I have them do a little script before and then practice a couple times before I'll let them go out and record. Otherwise, if they don't, then it would take, they would want to do it several times in a row. So that'll definitely save you time as the teacher.
Yeah, it prevents the rambling and the giggles and all that, right?
Right.
That's cool. So that's also another really great tip. So require your students to write their script before I don't know, would you call it a performance? Before they respond.
Before they do their response, yeah.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so can you go back to the other screen?
Okay.
So I see, okay, so you had a ton of responses from your students.
Right.
So how long does it take you to go through them?
If I am going to respond, normally I'll just click on one and I'll do a little emoji. Let me pause her. I'll do an emoji if I like it, or if I require them to use their email, then I can do a comment in the little box here. But normally I don't have them do that. So I'll just do a like by emoji.
Hey, Linz, can you show us one more response?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, let's see this one.
The lottery is a dystopian literature. I know this because this is definitely not a perfect society. The people are treated unfairly. The citizens are being killed because their name is on a piece of paper. In this story, men have more power than women, so they don't have equal rights. In the story, people gather to kill one person, and that is definitely not utopian literature. So it's a dystopian literature.
Well, he gets an A from me. That was a great response.
I thought it was really good.
Really great. Oh, I'm so glad we watched this one.
I know.
And I see, did you respond to that one yet?
Oh, sorry. I have not responded to him yet, but the kids can respond.
The lottery is
Sorry, the kids can respond by clicking the emojis.
Okay.
So, but no, I haven't graded his yet.
Okay, but that's where you would grade it.
Right.
Excellent. I love
Yeah.
that.
I know.
Oh, I would be so into this. This is like such an easy way to assess, and there's no stack of papers.
No, and you can do it anytime. I can, do it at home or do it on my phone. And it takes literally, well, it just depends how long you set up your video for. That's why I do it for a minute or so.
Okay, so let's see. Can you go back to the other screen?
Okay.
Okay, what does the actions do?
I can make it active or inactive.
And
Inactive just means that they can no longer see it. It's no longer visible.
okay, do you do that?
Yes, I do.
You do.
So that they don't keep adding it, or months down the road they don't add. And then I can share the video. If I click share, it lets me choose different options of who to share to. The actions, they can go back in and edit the response, download it, duplicate, delete, whatever they would like to do, and I can do the same.
So I see you have, okay, like the share, the edit, and all that. So can you share Flipgrid? You said with Google Classroom.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any experience with using Flipgrid with another platform like, maybe Canvas or Blackboard?
I haven't personally, but I know that you can, because
Okay, that's great.
you just share the link. You can share it from your website, whatever your platform is, and the kids just click on the link.
Yeah, so there's nothing for them to download on their end.
No, nothing at all.
They access it through Google Classroom.
Right.
Can parents join this? Can parents have access to videos?
They can see the link if they go to their Google Classroom and log in, because I'm always encouraging my parents to log in with their kids' credentials. Some schools have it to where you can have parent logins through Google Classroom. My school doesn't, but they can always use their kids and they can go to the link that way.
That's awesome. What about like sharing these videos, sharing their video responses on a public website? That doesn't happen, right?
I have never done that.
No. Okay. I recommend that
to.
doesn't happen.
Right. And if they choose to, they would have to get parent permission, but I haven't set it up to where they could do that.
Okay. Do you want to click out this and go back to the teacher, like main dashboard page?
Sure.
Like your grid?
Yes.
That's the term, right? Grid?
Right. This is my grid. And if I wanted to add a new topic, do you want me to show you how to do that?
Yeah.
This is what the teacher would do when she was ready to have, he or she was ready to have a Flipgrid response. So you would go to new topic. You would call it whatever you would like. So I'll say example. I would split the topic display date. That could be today, or if you wanted to do it next week, whenever you'd like it to be, that's what you would put here. You can set it from 15 seconds to 5 minutes, meaning you don't want it to go over that limit.
Right.
And I usually keep it at a minute or a minute and a half.
I would too.
Because I have 110 kids.
Yes.
You can moderate the responses, but with that means you're going to get an email every single time a kid posts a response. But if you'd like to approve it, you can just turn the response moderation on. It's just up to the teacher.
Okay, so I would probably leave it off.
I leave it off. I did that the first time and had 110 emails. So
okay.
Yeah, I leave it off.
Yeah, it's probably exciting the first time, and then you're like, okay, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, it was, but definitely that was time consuming to go through each one at every time. But here you would add the description, telling them what it is that you're requiring of them or asking of them. Then you decide if you want it to be active, frozen, or inactive. Frozen meaning not accessible, but you're not deleting it.
Okay.
Then you can choose what day you want it to not appear any longer, if you'd like to, or you don't have to do anything with this area. Then you can also record videos for them to watch. This is where like the flipped classroom would come in. If you want them to watch a video, if you want to upload a video that is on your computer, use YouTube or Vimeo, upload an image, Giphy, or an emoji. Those are all your options. You can add a website, and you can, I believe, upload documents as well.
Okay, so Flipgrid does not provide those things for you.
No.
No. Okay, so you have to build your own toolkit of resources.
Right.
I got you. Okay.
You can view
So like
other-
remember we did Edpuzzle?
Yes.
So Edpuzzle had a ton of resources.
Right. And this does too, if the teacher the person has chosen to make it public.
Oh,
I just have not used that before.
okay.
I've always made my own. So, because it takes literally 2 or 3 minutes to do the whole process.
Okay. So there are resources that are made public by other teachers that you can access.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that answers my question about, can I assign a text to read, or does Flipgrid assign a text for me? So I would upload
You would upload
all the pieces of the activity or the assessment, right? Okay. And do you see students that are ESL students
Mm-hmm.
enjoying this type of activity?
Definitely. And I
Okay.
think it's a great way because they can sometimes be shy or not the first to raise their hand to speak. And with this, they can speak to just themselves and do it over and over to fix it if they need to, or if they're not comfortable with the way it looks and sounds. So it's a great tool for that.
Oh, that's great. I'm totally picturing that. Because, through the years, I've had several students that, English second language students, and opportunities for speaking, I don't think there's enough. I think,
Right.
of course, we do focus quite a bit on reading and writing, but then the speaking part, it is very, very, it's intimidating.
Right.
Yeah, so this is awesome for that. I love that.
Right. And I think that it's a great tool for them to use. Yeah, definitely.
Great. So I have one more question about the Flipgrid. Is it the whole class participating in it, or are you creating choice activities with it? So like, what I mean is, are you putting Flipgrid on a choice board, or is everyone doing Flipgrid?
Well, everyone is doing it, but most of the time when I do Flipgrid, it's part of a hyperdoc. So it'll be like a way to wrap things up where they explain themselves in the end.
I think Lindsay just led into our next topic that we're probably going to do another Facebook Live on. Oh, Lindsay, I'm going to get you to do that.
Oh, well, I do. I love hyperdocs. That has been a true game changer, but that's just like a digital worksheet that you can do so many things with, but I don't know. That's just what we have done it on so far. And usually it's like like I said, the wrap up at the end of the hyperdoc activity.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, you're definitely going to come on and talk about hyperdocs. I have the book. I'm a fan too. I think it's a great.
I love.
Yes. Have you gone to training on it? Like, have you explored it that way, or are you self-taught?
I just had the book, and I'm in the Facebook group. So I
Awesome.
discovered it last year and have used it ever since. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so you're going to have to give us a link to the Facebook group too. So maybe if anyone's interested, they can go over there and maybe join. Okay. So thank you so much. I think I'm sold on Flipgrid. I think I need to check things out. I think my husband needs to check this out for physical education and health. I think there's a lot of options for him too.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, my wheels are turning for that. I told you I got him to use Edpuzzle.
Yes.
He used it for some dance resources, some really cool dance, like the different parts of dance. So we found some cool videos on there, and I think he used them in his class.
Oh, that's so neat. That's great.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it. He was like writing everything down. I was walking him through everything. Yeah, that was really great.
Oh, that's great. That's good.
So thank you for that. See, I'm applying what I'm learning from you. So
Yeah.
I hope everyone else does too, because this information is great and easy for you to implement. So, okay.
It is. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I told you what our next topic is going to be.
Yeah, I'll get on that. Oh,
Okay, great. So Lindsay's going to drop us some links in the comments. So, and if you have any questions, of course, go ahead and post them. And we got some cool things to put in the comments for everyone. So don't go away. And my son decided to peek in. He's not supposed to. He's all showered and ready for bed. So that might be my cue to log off also. So
Okay.
thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Hey, wait, it's not a Facebook Live from me unless one of my kids shows up, right?
Right. Or the
Yes.
dog starts to bark. Yeah.
And then the dog barks, right, on at Lindsay's castle. Okay. Lindsay lives in Georgia. My son just wanted to know where you live. Okay.
Okay.
It is hotter there than here, right? How warm is it there now?
It's like 40s. So
Okay.
that's cool for us.
It was like 30 here today. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. We can talk about the weather in the comments.
Thank you.
Bye. Lindsay, thank you. Have a good night.
You. You too.